Well, dear Violet here took care of a werewolf problem, and that's about where we stand right now.
Interesting. Keep me informed of your progress. I'm sure Patricia
Of
here
course.
will not tolerate any excuses for failure.
Absolutely. If they try to pull the wool over your eyes in front of my presence, they will regret it.
Excellent. Very well. I shall release you into the night to continue your investigations. Try not to cause trouble.
It's been a pleasure, and we'll do our best to avoid trouble, but trouble is what makes things fun, is it not?
Trouble is what causes me to hunt you down and bring final death to you.
Oh, come now, let's be friends.
Friends? They sound more of a hassle than they're worth.
Oh, I didn't mean like goody two-shoe friends, but I mean, we are both working for the same cause, are we not? We're doing our best. You know, I don't know, I just find it.
You're doing your best and you come to me with vague names and tell me of your diary entries.
I mean, yes, you know. If we already knew who the problem was, we wouldn't need us, would you?
Killing a lupine is impressive, but I'm sure Patricia will bring actual results.
I look forward to watching it.
Of course, there is always the concern that once you take out one of theirs, you manage to, word gets around. And they like to make their show of force. You think we are able to make our show of force as well? You just might be able to learn exactly what they're capable of, child.
You'd be wise to listen to this one. Although fortunately, the Camarilla have positioned themselves to be able to use the Anarch territory as a buffer. So any lupine that come charging out of the meadow will first meet Anarchs.
Indeed, and don't worry, we were smart enough to leave the corpse to be retrieved.
Excellent. Is there any other business?
Dear Violet, have you got anything?
And drawings on the wall. It's interesting.
Right. Right. We ran into a rather interesting kindred who might possibly have had something to do with this blood problem that seems to be circulating in the city, but we're not sure. So the lupine unfortunately bit his head off before we could get anything out of him, but we'll keep an ear out. We've got some pictures, but if you'd be interested in that.
Was the creature that you suspect of the blood disease kindred?
Malkavian, I believe.
Then he is not responsible. The Gaki are the ones implementing, distributing, and ultimately the originators of this disease.
Interesting. I wonder what this character had to play.
Malkavian could be anything with their derangements.
Fair enough,
Could
fair
also
enough.
be
Well, we'll keep
absolutely nothing.
Okay, fair. Well, we'll keep an eye out just in case, you know, since that is our job.
Be wary of who you feed upon.
Thank you, Constable.
Good evening. I suggest you make your way to Elysium.
Yeah, I bet Patricia will stand. Get the gentleman nod. Thank you, so, Peter. I trust that these two are competent enough to get us to the following destination. After all, I would hate to get lost going to Elysium the first time. And at that, she'll just turn on her heel, walk straight out the door, and then just kind of like turn and step on her heel and just like right outside the door for the rest to leave and lead the way.
I'll just raise my eyebrow at Violet and stand and give a slight bow and turn to go.
Violet will stand and curtsy, giggle, and follow.
You will still have the car that you were loaned last time.
Perfect. So we get. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, please ask.
Oh no, I'll talk after your introduction here.
Coterie head out of the police depot and onto the streets of Oxford, finding it fairly quiet for this time of night. Their car is waiting them outside, and they each head out, making their way into the car. Is there anything you wish to discuss on your brief journey over to Elysium?
Dear Patricia, it's amazing to meet you. How would you ask us to address you?
Patricia would be just fine. I'm new to the city, to the country. I'm sure you can tell by my accent. I'm actually from the American Southwest, so it's nice being somewhere where the rain is so frequent. I've liked it. There's not a lot of biodiversity over in those parts. I mean, there is. You gotta go up on the mountains, you gotta go up trails, you gotta go, dig for desert roses in the middle of fucking nowhere, but it's there if you're willing to bear the heat. But, like, those things are a problem for us anymore.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, there's not too much diversity here either. It's just rain. But you'll get plenty of rain while you're here.
It's a benefit, is it not?
Keeps things cool.
Again, that's not really too much of a worry, but if one is in a press and they must go trouncing through an alley, the brain gives a little bit of obscurity to things.
Fair point.
Violet takes a small notebook from her pocket and starts bouncing excitedly.
Oh, Trisha, who is your sire? May I know?
He was a gentleman. You might not know his nicknames. Boss Ross was the most common, but that would be... Oh, let me check my notes. Make sure I got this right.
So prepared. If only I had notes, I'd know the names of everyone.
This is my first live game, so everything's just going boop from the mind. Ah, yes. Normally he would go by Boss Ross, but he is, in full, Brian Christopher Ross.
Dear find you. Oh, I have so many questions.
I'm sure you do. As do I, after all, if I'm assigned to be a coterie with, well, no offense, but you lot. I do hope that we can at least come to an understanding and, understand that I'm not exactly going to give you my whole life story as I would expect of the rest of you.
Oh, sure, that's perfectly fair.
To study. Don't worry. I'll protect you while you're in my company.
Well, I do appreciate that, and I do return such things in kind.
I'm just gonna like tell you right here. I watched her basically smash a werewolf the other night, so yeah, she means it. She says it. Never seen anything like that one before.
As I heard, what, only 10 minutes ago? You might want to be careful about who you just flippantly give those bragging rights to. As I said, word gets round. I've had experience in the desert in my youth to where I've seen just so many that were so established and powerful, and just this mid-rate nobody, it seemed, just came along and like that. I don't know. I don't know if you know any details onto the individual that you might have taken out, but depending on their rank, you might have a serious problem on your hands, not just for yourself, but for the tower.
That's the curse of our own life, is it not? We like to flaunt our immortality and yet spend every night trying to keep ourselves alive against that one unknown threat. But thank you for the warning. It is accepted in kind.
I mean, one must do what one must do when the moment rises. Sometimes you don't get that choice, but I wasn't there for it, so I've spoken all I can to it.
Sure you. He attacked first. Mm, I think it was involved with the Malkavian, but we must research it more.
Is that the one that was spreading the disease you spoke of?
Oh my. I have to speak to the other Malkavians, see if they know anything in the network.
Oh, yes, they're in the network. I've always wondered exactly how reliable it is.
If you can sift through everything, they often have interesting information. It's just knowing which is the useful information and which is not.
Too true.
One other thing you'll notice while you're in the city is that I seem to be the only Tremere here. All the Tremere on all sides have disappeared, which raises questions as to why we were brought in and I was brought in at this time. But that would be an interesting thing to keep an ear out. If we can find anything out about this, it might help us in our understanding. The constable mentioned who is responsible for the blood plague, but as we all well know, my clan is well versed in blood magics, and I just have questions that might do well to be answered.
Well, we must find the individual first. No?
Sounds good.
Car journey soon comes to a halt outside the Ashmolean Museum, the site of new location of Elysium in Oxford. The coterie head up the marble stone staircase, and once more, Lantre bravely sacrifices a portion of his own vitae to gain entrance inside. They are disarmed by a small Nosferatu on the door. As they enter in, they find the room fairly quiet. A barman stands behind the modest bar, and various kindred the coterie don't recognise come and go. In the shadows once more is Lorvan, who has just sat, watching. Watching over Elysium this night is one of the sheriff's deputies, Thorn. The kindred recognise him from their previous meeting. And in one of the booths, once more bathed in crimson light, is a figure of Pandora. She sits in her booth leaning forward, watching the activity in Elysium intently, like a hawk over its prey.
So, Patricia, that lovely woman over there is Pandora, also known as the Harpy. And that... I'm
And
sorry?
her clan. Perfect. And her clan.
Dear storyteller. Would I know that?
I think Violet knows.
Oh, okay.
Corridor.
Oh, how typical.
And that gentleman over there in the shadows is Hlovane of the La Sombra. Are the Nosferatu here by any chance, storyteller?
Not tonight.
Not tonight, okay. And the deputy there is Violet's friend. Violet, who would you like to speak with?
Should see Pandora first. Otherwise we'll be seen as rude. Mm-hmm.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll just kind of make our way over and I'll bow slightly to Pandora. Good evening. Would you mind if we took a few moments of your time? We were told by the constable you wished to see us this night.
Pandora leans back in her chair, making a point to grasp her silver chalice, Vitae. Without mentioning a word, she simply gestures to a series of chairs around her.
Landre will step back and help Patricia and Violet be seated.
Just as Laundry starts to assist Patricia, she'll look to the Harpy, give her a respectful head nod, and as she comes up, since this is her first time at Elysium and being the proud Ivory Tower member that she is, she would like to take a look and see what sort of protections they have in regards of wards of that nature. So I would like to do a Sense the Unseen roll.
Please, sense the unseen.
Okay. First time using this page system. Let's see if I do this right. It's not premonition, so no rouse. I know I get my blood potency bonus to this, but do you roll that I get my awareness dice as well?
I think that would apply for this, so yeah, add a +1 modifier.
Okay. Because she has the specialty in sight, would that get an additional +1?
Yes. +2 modifier.
Huh?
Damn.
Good heavens.
Wow.
What was it?
Pretty good.
Do you have the chat pulled up on Roll20 so you can see what your rolls are?
Oh, my screen's really big. That's why I can't see it. Okay, I'll look momentarily. Continue.
Patricia wills a vitae around her body, in particular to her eyes and mind. She casts her eyes around the entire room, and she is able to see that there is a ginormous ward against Kine planted in the centre of the floor. I think for that crit as well, I will give you the extra information that you will notice as you went in. You will see that there will be a ward against lupine that is over the entrance.
Okay, so once they are done with this particular conversation, she will pass on that information.
Pandora leans forward. So, I see you have returned from Port Meadow. Were you successful in your venture?
I'm just gonna kind of look at Violet out of the corner of my eye. And smile
Storyteller.
slightly.
What exactly did she ask us to do? Just to recap.
There was a caitiff. It'd be redundant to say rogue caitiff, but a caitiff located in Port Meadow. The Camarilla were unable to currently send the Scourge in to deal with it, so she asked if you would be willing to.
That's it. Okay. Then, with her head bowed to Pandora, Violet will speak very quietly.
Yes. We dealt with the caitiff, who acted much like Malkavian. He used dementation on us, but they were attacked by a lupine before we got too much more information.
And judging by the fact that you're all sitting here afterwards, I take it you dealt with the lupine also.
Yes. I mean, yes. Pandora, we did.
Excellent. You did extremely well. Now, my first question is, who is this new face with you?
I would be Patricia White, madam, by way of Tucson, Arizona. Southwest in the United States, if you're unfamiliar.
Of the Ventrue lineage?
I am, madam. You're familiar with Boss Ross, then?
Word has spread of his deeds and his demeanor.
Unfortunately, they have ceased to exist. We do not know by what means, but we have our theories. Or even
As
if
do
he
we all.
actually has met true death.
How interesting.
Since
And you are currently being evaluated for Archon also.
That would be correct.
We shall watch with great interest your progress.
I would say I would keep you waiting with bated breath, but you know.
I like the cut of this one's jib. As you have performed so well, dispatching the caitiff, and even dealt with lupine, I shall assist you with your investigation. The Brujas are definitely worth talking to. You'll find them within Slade Park. Hostilities between the Anarchs and the Camarilla are elevated, but you should still be able to enter without hassle or fear of final death. It might be worth questioning Lance. Despite what he says, he is the leader of the Brujas, and the most militant among the Anarchs. He may hold some answers for you. If Xavier is responsible for this act, then he couldn't have done it on his own accord. You may also wish to investigate his haven. It's on the edge of the city, just outside of Camarilla territory, barely in Anarch grounds. You'll find it in an industrial estate, near the car factory of the area. I've had someone write the address down for you here, and she will pass you over a small folded piece of paper.
Oh, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, could I make an attempt to memorize the address without actually taking the paper to carry a paper trail with us?
I don't think you'd need to roll for that. Given your stats, I think that would be automatic success for you to be able to memorize an address fairly easily.
She's used to this sort of stuff.
Now then, is there any other business?
Bruh. How the prince.
I missed everything you said except tell the prince. I'm sorry.
May I ask how the prince is doing?
Prince? She is doing as she always does. I haven't seen any articles in the newspaper about crucifixion pranks, so no one has earned her ire yet.
Curious.
And Lantry will just speak up and say, "Lady, thank you for your great amount of help. You've been most forthcoming with us, and I don't recall having the chance to thank you for the drink that you gave us last time, since we've been told safe blood is so scarce here. So thank you very much for that as well."
Everyone who enters Elysium is entitled to one free drink. With blood supplies so short, they have to be limited for the moment.
Hopefully we can have that problem fixed fairly soon.
The prince has already dispatched a coterie to deal with this. In the meantime, just be careful who you feed upon.
Thank you, lady. If I might ask, do you have any idea or any inkling what might be going on with the Chimera in the city? Or not going on, be it as it may?
The Tremere have always been crafty. I doubt that we have seen the last of them, but it is very unlike them to just disappear without making a big show of it and bragging about it. Although I'm sure we have that to look forward to upon their return.
Well, Andre will chuckle slightly and not disagree.
Well, now and simply enjoy the peace, like the rest of us are.
Thank you, lady.
Are there any other roses here tonight?
The rest of the clan are in their domain.
Where is that, please?
Northeast of the city. I wouldn't go there unless you have a particularly strong stomach.
Mm.
Is there any other questions you have for me?
Please tell your primogen that I say hello. Won't you?
Of course. I believe you are on personal terms with her, are you not?
Of course. After all.
She has informed me that you are welcome to visit her, but she needs notice.
she'll visit. Maybe I'll bring her a present.
I'm sure she would appreciate that. If you have any other problems or issues, please come directly to me. I would be most open to helping all of you. Now, make yourselves scarce and fuck off.
Andre will stand with a smile and a bow.
Curtsies.
Trisha just lets her walk off about 2 yards before finally standing, and she'll kind of tuck out her dress. She's in one of those ones to where it has like 3 buttons down at the neck, kind of like the old school kind of 50s kind of high collar. And then the skirt doesn't have any sort of slit or anything, but it goes down to like mid-thigh, nice burgundy. And then along the side it has bigger repeated buttons on the neck. But she's just, kind of just, gets all of that straight again and just kind of brushes herself off and just looks at the other 2 and goes, I am a little curious about something. Why would an Elysium catered for a kindred have a lord that is known for damaging any of us? At the center of their floor, now the one of the lichens I can understand, a door. What don't I know? What's going on at this fort? Surely you, Lantel, has seen them, given your clan.
Yes, of course. I mean, story to storyteller, I would see, right?
Wit, sense the unseen for me, please.
I have speciality in research and academics. Should that help me here?
It would not.
No, guess not.
Reroll that. That's roll 20 being a bit strange.
Okay.
See? Yeah, you will will the vitae around your eyes and your mind upon hearing this, and you too will see that there is a ward against kine in the middle of the floor, particularly large.
Dear Patricia, were you informed before you came of the status of the city right now? The previous Elysium?
No. The Elysium that, in the last decade or so that I was forced to remain in. Let's just say that the prince put me in the care, when I didn't fucking need it, of his court seer, and she, for reasons, and except the prince, fucking evil prince, she saw that it might be helpful that I take on the ability, and I was privileged for it for a little while. Can't do much with aspects, but it aids in what I do, nonetheless.
Wow. Okay. Well, the previous Elysium was blown up, and we're trying to figure out why. So I just suspect that, I'm sorry I didn't mention it before, it just seemed in stride for me, but, forgive my oversight. Simply precautions right now. We don't know what's going on. The Tremaragon, previous Elysium, has blown up, and we're looking after someone named Xavier Long, which is what our dear Violet here was, speaking with Pandora about.
To be fair, Tremere going missing en masse in a city, or few of them being around, especially in such a firm ivory city as this, it's not too uncommon. I did hear about the scarcity when making my selection of what city to come to, but I am a little not surprised that I'm not surprised to hear what you have told me on this.
That's fair. No, I would mention that it's on all factions of the Tremaragon, not just the Camarilla.
Oh, well, that's kind of standard as well in these sorts of situations. Be it the Ivy Tower or not, it's just it tends to be more common in the city where the tower has a more firm hold.
This is true. Yes, I do. I mean, giant wood against kine. I mean, yeah, we'll just have to see. Obviously, we don't want anyone stumbling in here that shouldn't be here, but I just suspect it's being safe.
My worry is
Find out who drew them.
because my apologies, madam, please.
Sorry. Thinking out loud. If the Tremere aren't here, then who drew the marks? Blood magic. Maybe they'll know more. Hmm?
It's a fair question. I haven't the answer. We'll have to ask Pandora next time we speak with her. If we feel it wise to ask such information.
I do have one other concern with what I've pointed out, but let us not do so here. You said there was one other that we must speak with before we head out? Or no?
Well, I'll just look at Violet and be like, would you like to pay a visit to your friend?
Please. Patricia, would you like to meet Thorn, the deputy?
I'm always happy to meet those members of my fellow poets, especially being so new to it. Please, I would be honored to have an introduction from you.
Skips towards Thorn.
Thorn stands over Elysium with his usual humongous sword stood in front of him. He turns his head downwards and stares directly at Violet, like a statue that has just come to life. Little one.
Thorn, how are you?
I am grateful for the gifts that you have sent me.
You to meet Patricia.
You must wonderful evening, and she will offer her hand to shake.
Thorn will deliberately sniff the air and then just grunt out the word Ventru.
Hey, I know I'm wearing my school pin, but it's not like it has the sabers. But very well done.
Your smell of pomposity is thick like acrid smoke.
Well, when one is born with it, what can they do?
Laundry's trying not to chuckle in the corner.
Now, don't be rude.
Oh no, there's no rude here. It's all in jest. This is Elysium, after all.
If there is trouble, I put it down.
Affectionately, I'm sure. Thorn, may I ask you a question?
Yes.
The marks down on the floor and above the doorway. The magic. Who did that?
Banu.
Oh,
Laundry's gonna scowl a bit in visible disgust.
does it have a name?
Not that I know. He'll just silently nod at you.
If there's
And of course
anything
give you a
need-
pat on the head.
She's very happy.
If there's anything you need, you come to me, okay?
He'll give a small smile.
Yeah.
Run along, little one. Be safe. You still have Lorvan if you wish to talk with him.
Yes, yes, I do.
Uh-oh.
Lorvan, okay. He'll approach
So
Lorvan and find him seemingly relaxed, sitting in the shadows, just watching Elysium quietly. His head will be resting in his hand.
May I ask if he's reading a book this time?
He is not this time.
Bancho will walk up and give a slight bow. Greetings, Bilbo. How have you been since last we spoke?
Quite rich that someone's going to call me Bilbo when they're standing there in robes.
Well, I just mean that, you're able to disappear so easily. I thought it fit well with your wonderful choice of book last time.
And I could make you disappear just as easily.
Oh, but aren't we friends here in Elysium? Do you mind if I take a seat? I'd so love to catch up with you.
If you feel you must.
Thank you. I must introduce you to our new friend. This is dear Patricia here, and I'll help both Violet and Patricia sit down.
Yeah, Patricia would have stayed at least like relatively a foot back, maybe like 8 inches or so. And at that point, she would have stepped forward, the typical nod, and she would take her seat.
He will return the nod silently to you. Patricia.
Good evening, sir.
Are you joining this duo now?
It would seem that I am. Don't mind. After all, everyone needs someone in their own individual city. That is, well, myself. I don't mind assignments. Especially being so new. I hope to be an asset to this tower. You understand?
And of what blood are you?
Venture, good sir.
Ah. The Sombra wannabes.
I don't really have any major quorums with your clan. As they say, individual clan and then sect, yes?
Those who seek power, yes. Those who seek to rule have slightly different outlooks.
It's a discussion I would love to have with you privately one night. I don't want to bore these two,
I would be intrigued to hear your stories.
Likewise.
I helped dispatch the seneschal of the city.
Good luck. I don't know if you've heard, but I am up for Archon myself. I suppose my lineage precedes me.
Venshu Archon. What will they think of next?
I feel it fitting.
Of course you would. How does your investigation proceed?
Most interesting so far. But, we're always open to maybe offering our help for information. Do you have anything you might be done for a share of information?
Do you think you would be capable of any tasks I bequeath upon you?
I mean, maybe. You never know if you don't try.
Prove yourselves worthy first. Trying is not acceptable, only success.
Oh, and what would you consider a success, Bilbo?
Doing exactly what I say.
Okay, well, how can I do what you say if you don't tell me to do anything?
How can I tell you to do anything if you've not even proved yourself worthy?
It seems we're at an impasse. This unlife can get so dreadfully dull after so many years. Do you not have anything interesting for us?
No.
Can I at least see your neat, shadow tentacle trick again? And I'm going to smile and look over at the deputy.
I'm so glad the Tremere disappeared from this city.
Oh, me too, I'm telling you.
What is the purpose of your clan in the Camarilla these nights anyway? Considering that the Banu Hakim are now under our umbrella, what purpose do you serve?
Oh, well, to handle the more important tasks, of course. The Banu can take care of the lesser ones.
Were the Banu not the ones that cursed your entire clan?
Nah, tit for tat, you know. I don't blame them for fighting back.
Fighting back would imply there was a struggle. As I understand it, they simply cast a ritual and were successful.
Well, then I guess the Tremere must simply fade away. Is that the way of things?
If that is how evolution has deemed it, then that is how evolution has deemed it. Do let me know how your chantry in Vienna is shaping. Oh, I forgot. It doesn't exist anymore.
Ah, yes, that's most unfortunate. Well, you know, you must always weed out the weaker to make way for the stronger.
That is the first sensible thing you've said to me since we've met.
We haven't had much time to speak sensibilities in between our arguing, but perhaps we can be useful to each other.
Arguing? Simple verbal jousting, is it not?
Yes, indeed. Please forgive me. We have much fun.
Indeed. I wish you luck with your investigation. If you need my assistance, hesitate before you ask.
The caitiff over in the meadow has been taken care of. Does this start us on the way?
Congratulations, you dispatched one of the clanless. If this is what you brag about, then I must start questioning the Justicar's decisions.
Oh, well, you should take that up with the Justicars. I'd be interested to see how they take your, thoughts.
I would, but then they might take it to heart, restructure, and we'll be stuck with more damned Tremere when it should, of course, be the La Sombra.
Oh, well, Dear storyteller, would I know that he doesn't like the La Sombra? Like, that he's separated? Would I know about that in story?
Oh, you would. I mean, you would most definitely know that of the deal that the Sombra reached, or at the very least, that the Sombra are now joining the Camarilla.
Okay. And so that's what this is about. Now that you are interested in joining the Camarilla, you seek to gain power. That's very La Sombra, but that doesn't mean that I'll stand in your way.
I like your optimism that you even think you could stand in the way.
I mean, when you live the silent streets of the unlife long enough, you realize that, it's often the threats that you deem unworthy of your attention that in the end cause the most problems.
A confession?
A statement.
Well, it is not I who has to investigate the bombing of Elysium.
Yes, I'm curious how that happened, and you seem to know so much. Are you sure you wouldn't be willing to share anything at all? We do.
If I had such information, I would have been upfront, honest, and shared it immediately. We are all allies within the Camarilla now, after all.
Can I see if he's lying to me right there, dear storyteller?
Really gotta ask me that? Yeah.
Oh, for a sense motive.
I would like you to do wits and insight, please.
Perfect.
I'm sorry, what?
All those dice for nothing. I'm sorry?
Oh no, that's not bad. Yep, as far as you can tell, he is being honest and forthright with you.
My eyebrows will go right up into my hairline. Oh, indeed. Well, thank you for that.
Is there any specific
Well-
reason you're bothering me tonight?
Oh no, I missed your company. And I thought it'd be nice for you to meet, the newest member of our coterie. It would be rude if I did not at least introduce her to someone as important as you.
In all honesty, the longer it takes me to meet individuals of a particular tower, the more I question them, the more I worry. It's good to meet you, Wade. Before my first month is out.
At least they have someone aware of etiquette within their coterie now. As well as someone who can keep this genie in his bottle.
I mean, I'm not the one who attacked someone with shadow tentacles in Elysium. The kids these days, they have these most interesting shows that have to do a lot with tentacles. Have you heard about them?
I don't watch shows.
Oh, well, I would advise you to be careful about the message you send with said power.
What is the point of having power if not to use it and wield it?
Well, to send messages, of course, right? We use our power to send a message, do we not?
Well,
just wouldn't want to send
the
the wrong
Tremere certainly
message.
don't anymore, do they?
For now.
For now.
Bilbo, I like you a lot.
Good. You show me a weakness that I can exploit and use for my own gain. Thank you.
Well,
It starts to click ever so slightly.
I see more and more your desire to exploit with your display of shadow powers. I think I might have to revisit the message you're trying to give me here. Oh dear. Well, it's been nice to meet you, Bilbo. And, I'll definitely be back the next time I see you to catch up again.
I wait with bated breath.
Laundry will give a huge smile that is obviously false and give a bow.
He won't respond to you, but he will nod to Violet and Patricia.
He'll just stand as he does so and say, "To another night." She'll follow Laundry.
I'll whisper loud enough to the other two that he would be able to hear. I think he's starting to like me.
No comment.
Is there anything else you wish to do in Elysium before you move on, or would you just like to move on?
Well, we have to see the Bruja next, right? If I'm remembering correctly, dear storyteller, the deputy is Bruja, right?
No, Deputy is Gangrel.
Ah, dang it. Okay, never mind. Well, then I guess we have to see the Bruja.
In Slade Park, or is there one in here?
The Slate Park.
Oh,
Getting out of Elysium?
I think I'm pretty much done annoying whom I need to annoy.
Is there anyone else in here that we noticed or of importance?
Various kindred coming and going, most of them not paying you any heed. No one that you would recognize.
Hi.
The Coterie leave Elysium and have their weapons returned to them on the door by the small Nosferatu. They head out onto the summer streets of nighttime Oxford, once more entering the car and head towards Slade Park. Is there anything you wish to discuss en route together?
I'll apologize real quick. So, dear Patricia, I must apologize for that display in there. The last time we spoke with Lorvain, he took it upon himself to break the rules of Elysium and use his powers to try and threaten me. And, if I had done anything worthy of it, I would understand, but I
The
suspect...
gentleman's position?
I'm sorry?
What is the gentleman's position?
Do I have any idea, storyteller?
He's just the Sombra. He doesn't have a specific position. You would know Primogen or anyone else with a title.
Okay, I've not heard a title from him, but I'm hoping that if he hates me enough, it will lead him to like one of you more, so that we can get some information out of him. I suspect there's more to it. Let me see.
I mean, he already stated in front of your faces that he doesn't take kindly to my clan, which is kind of a standard aside from the Bruja. They're the ones that tend to be our natural enemies. At the same time, being a lowly grub and being able to get away with something like that with, I suppose, a slap on the hand. I wasn't that curious.
True.
I'm also curious because that ward that we discussed, if the previous Elysium has been blown up and already there is another one, and there is that ward so delicately placed, that makes me wonder that maybe there's someone on the inside orchestrating all these things, making it want to seem that there's some outside force that they are trying to annihilate or what have you for some reason or the other, when all that they're doing is to ensure that they're the ones that have absolutely everything they need. How much do you know about this prince anyway? I know she was a fellow, but I do not like what I have found thus far.
I've heard that she gets things done, and she has no patience for failure.
I mean, that's standard for our ilk.
That's about all I know of her. Would I know anything else to storyteller? Or
I mean, you've met her.
I mean, she's about as dismissive as the Lasombra was, but you know, that's not all that surprising. Oh, and her bodyguard is Banu.
You know,
Do you think
gentlemen,
the Banu might have something to do with it?
I wouldn't be surprised. He had big talk. Could be that he was trying to be, bigger, be able to fit the pants that he thinks he's ready for. At the same time, it's curious. Seemed like he knew more. Maybe he's been promised things. Maybe I have too many horror stories from my own courtly experiences.
If he walks in the shadows, I suspect he knows more than he's letting on. Anyway, I just wanted you to know I have a purpose for what I do.
As do we all.
Sorry, was that Alice? I mean, Violet?
Mike didn't pick it up there.
You might be software muted.
Better?
Yeah.
If
If he's at Elysium every night, he's keeping guard, keeping watch. Some
Perhaps
have
he's
their
been
own
out.
information.
He might be one in secret. It might be one of those things to where he's been elevated and he's been instructed not to make announcement of it until the one above him has been deemed that it's appropriate to do so.
If he spends every night in Elysium, this seems quite possible.
Could interrogate him. With
It's
bats.
one of the second jobs that was that.
think that's basically all I have to discuss.
Car journey proceeds through the night, crossing through the city centre, and finally arriving at Slade Park. They arrive outside the bare, uninspired building, a hub for students of Brooks University. Even if a student isn't using the dormitory, they know the place to go to meet someone is Slade Park. The coterie enter into the busy building, and even at this time of night the place is busy. The coterie pass through the hallway, filled with the sounds of students talking, playing table football, and off in the distance behind a pair of large double doors is a voice. Although the coterie are unable to make out anything said, they can tell from the tone how aggressive the speech is. They cautiously walk through the double doors into a sports hall, and catch sight of a man dressed in a leather jacket, complete with tassels. You all instantly recognize that the jacket is straight out of the 80s, and even was considered unfashionable for its time. If it weren't for the chains of silver and gold around his neck, the coterie might think the man shouting was homeless. His speech on equality and the unfairness of just those who are older being in charge begins to die down, and is met with a round of applause from the many crowded young figures, most of them dressed in a similar fashion to the man giving the speech. Eventually, most of the crowd disperses and begins to form their own social groups, quietly chatting with each other.
We caught the name of the one who is the leader of the Brouhaha, but I don't remember his name. Could I ask that again?
Lance.
Lance, okay. I'm just going to whisper to both Patricia and Violet and be like, I think that's probably Lance over there. Can I cast Sense the Unseen? See if I can pick up on anything.
Ditto.
Yeah. And you don't need to roll for that or anything like that, because it is a success, but you don't find anything of a supernatural origin. No wards or the like.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I'll just kind of like raise my eyebrow at that and be like, there aren't any wards here, so this must just be a simple meeting place.
If it's a meeting place, they should be fucking smarter than this.
I mean, you know who we're here to talk with, right?
I know, but it feels good to get things off your chest.
True, true.
Look around for an surveillance system, just in case.
Do wits and awareness for me, please. Or intelligence
Yeah,
investigation, whichever you feel more comfortable with.
If I just question for mechanics, if I say can I assist with that, does that give her a +1 modifier? How does that work?
Yes, but I prefer it if you tell me how you're assisting.
Oh, okay. So now that I've checked there are no wards, I'm a little bit surprised. So I want to see if there are any cameras. So can I assist Violet in looking for the cameras?
Good enough for me. Have a +1 modifier, Violet.
I also have a speciality in surveillance systems.
Have a +1 on top of that, so +2 in total.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You will scan around the room with your eyes, and you will find various CCTV cameras, but with your knowledge, you will find that they're not actually turned on, and are simply there for show, either because it's late at night and they're not turned on, or they're merely just there as deterrence in and of their own right.
Violet points them out. They're not even on.
8 cameras and no wards. We are definitely in the right place. So which of us do you think we should talk with, Lance? You know? I mean, I think maybe Patricia. I think it might be best if we don't reveal your lineage while we're here. I mean, he's going to hate me anyway because I'm Tremere, but I mean, Violet, everyone loves you.
I mean, I'll do my best, but as you saw, it can be easy to pin me down. In my defense, the sire did give me a few debacles of the knot with this clan. I have a particular insight when it comes to them.
Launcher's gonna lean over and just like sniff a little bit playfully, like based off of what the deputy had said. You know, indeed, okay.
Yeah, you absolutely smell Gucci perfume on her.
It's like, I was trying to smell the Vinci because they seem to be able to smell what we all are. Everyone says I smell like a Tremere, but I guess I just don't have the nose for it.
Trisha should ask. I'd like to see what you can do.
Speaking of, double checking my sheet here. Oh, I gotta close that. That's for another campaign. I would like 2 routes for her toughness. Just as a precautionary thing.
Is that the one that has your fortitude rating to your health rating?
Essentially, my limited note says add 42 dots when resisting any enemy. No, that's unstable mind. Subtract fortitude from damage taken before halved. I can't take less than 1.
No worries. Yep. Feel free.
Okay. Let's see if I do this right.
Okay. So, you roll the power first. After you've rolled the power, increase your hunger by 1.
Got it. And this is just sort of a thing that you activate and it's sort of dormant until you take damage.
Yep. And I believe that one is active until you choose to deactivate it.
For the entire scene.
Oh, for the
for the
okay, it's last scene then. Okay.
Alright, so at that, she kind of does like a neck pop, shakes her head a little bit because she has that annoying little beast talk. And she'll approach. And, what was the gentleman's name? I would begin with an L?
Lance.
Lance, yeah. And she'll just be like, pardon me, Lance? Got away with words. Would you perhaps like to exchange some?
I apologize in advance for my Lance. I hate being Lance, but... Sup? You'll know.
Away with words.
I mean, I am new to the city, that much is true, and I have laid eyes upon you now for the very first time. Is to be expected for yourself as well. Good evening. I'm Patricia.
Lance. You're one of those clubhouse fucks, aren't you?
I mean, it depends on your definition upon that. I'm just... have some new friends here. They have a little bit more know-how. I'm more here to learn. Maybe facilitate a few things in their behest and more.
So not only are you one of the clubhouse fucks, but you're one of the pretty ones.
No, I'm not a clan of the Rose. I mean, I am born what I have been born with, and Patricia does have the beautiful merit. One doesn't ask for these things. I never had any plastic surgery in life or anything like that. It's not like my work requires me to be aesthetically pleasing or anything like that. I mean, to a point, one must be presentable.
Oh, fuck your blue blood.
If I am, I am.
So what do you want here? Why should we even help you?
She'll take a step back and look at Violet, and then look at what was his name? I'm sorry.
Lance.
Tremere. The Tremere.
Oh, Lantre.
Lantre, yeah, there we go. Yeah, she'll take a step back at that question, look at Violet, and then look at Lantre, and then just cross her arms under her breast.
I mean, I'm just kind of gonna look at Violet, you know, see if she's willing to take point on this one.
Oh, I know you're in trouble if you're sending the big guns in, then.
Yeah.
Okay, Violet steps forward.
Is it? Can you guess what clan I'm in?
Judging by their fucked up features, you're one of the gutter rats.
Alpha one's in the city. Mind your tongue. Questions for you. Do you mind giving us a minute?
A minute. Mostly out of interest to know why the hell you're even here.
Good boy. Investigating a few things. An inclusion.
I got explosion, and then it didn't pick you up.
Okay. Investigating the explosion of Elysium. Did you see it?
Oh, Elysium? You mean the Elysium that's so far into Camarilla territory, even though it's supposed to be open for all of us, we can't get there? The Elysium
Did you see
that has one of our own brethren that used to be in charge of it?
one?
Why should I tell you clubhouse fuckers anything?
Because we're asking nicely.
I thought you lot were bound by rules when you walk into someone else's... what do you call it? Lair?
Oh, thought we were outside. Like a haven.
This is Brujar territory.
To Primogen.
We don't do Primogen. We don't do constables, deputies. The most we have are Sherlocks. They work directly for the Baron. Anarchs select anarchs to defend other anarchs. We're a family, not an organization. We watch over each other's backs. We protect each other from capes and anyone else that would do us harm. You get nothing from me. You'll get nothing from any of us. I'll let you walk out of here if you deliver this message to your precious elders. Your clubhouse doesn't scare us anymore. You don't keep us in line anymore, and you won't be feeding us the crumbs from your table anymore. A storm is coming. The Baron has returned to Oxford. Now get the fuck out of here. You don't talk to me, us, the Baron, or anyone, and consider yourselves lucky we aren't staking you.
Laundry will give a bow and say, you are correct that we do have rules. We present ourselves to the one in charge, and you seem the father figure here. It would be disrespectful if I did not at least give my name before we left. I am Laundry, and thank you for your time.
Laundry? I don't care what your name is. You're a clubhouse fuck. You all look the same to me. Scared of those who are older than you just because you're told to be.
What do you do against those who have more power than us, then?
Usually we burn them.
Neat.
Thank you for your
Usually I
insight,
smash
actually.
them in the face until they're goo.
Why are
She
you
really does, though, actually.
Why are you with that clubhouse? You would do so much better with us. We would treat you like an equal with respect, not judge you based on the way that you look.
The thing. You lot want everything handed to you. That's not how life works, and that is certainly not how my life works.
Why not? Because some 500-year-old cunt sits on a chair and says that's how it's supposed to be?
Tom, if you had any intelligence about you, you know that things are far more complicated than that.
Lantre's gonna hop in and be like, I would be actually interested, trying to diffuse a little bit. I'd be actually interested in, because you have found a way apart, I would be interested in hearing what you have to say. And can I do subterfuge and manipulation? I'm absolutely lying right now, but I'm trying to diffuse.
Yes.
And I have impeccable eyes. Can I add a +1, please?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Lance is going to absolutely fall for that. And he's just going to, well, in that case, why don't you come to some of the meetings? Listen to what we have to say. It's not often that we get someone with an open mind in your,
We would have to be careful, because if my open mind were to get back to, certain people, I wouldn't have much of a mind anymore. I don't think I could make it to your meetings, but I would love to talk with you. Unless our whole coach... Sorry.
My words are for every kindred. Doesn't matter your blood, your age. Everyone needs to realize that in unlife we can all be free. We can all have what we want.
My clan is often locked tight just simply because it's our clan. I'll have to find time to speak with you, and thank you for your time now. And I think I'm going to have to roll lying again, because, yeah.
I think with a critical you'll be alright for another one.
Cool. Okay, so just, thank you very much for your time, and for your understanding, and it's been a pleasure. We still are going to have to investigate the bombing of the safe place. I wonder how that came about. It's a safe place and it got blown up. It doesn't seem so safe, but we'll have to find out about that, and then maybe we can chat again soon.
It's a real tragedy. Now just get out of here.
Thank you.
And just as a precaution, as the trio are walking back to their vehicle, Patricia's gonna pop Daunt. Again, precautions.
I'm going to have to interject just before you cast Daunt then. Don't worry, it's not bad.
Oh boy.
As the coterie leave, one of the students, who the coterie recognized was watching Lance earlier when they entered, approaches them. The man isn't wearing the usual half-length leather jacket and denim most of the others are wearing, but is fairly casually dressed in a simple t-shirt and jeans. He approaches them and says, "Hey, you were talking to Lance about the explosion, right?"
That information.
Well, listen, I might have something for you, but you see, I'm not really one of you. I'm not like them. I don't know. I'm told you have a word for what I am, but I don't fit in with you guys. And these guys, they scare me. I don't want to fight in no war. They're gonna get us killed. If I tell you this, will you help me get in good with your friends? Please.
Well, you
And
can
from-
see, you have to know your name. If you wish for such regalia, such prestige, such acknowledgement.
I don't have much, right? But Lance was able to somehow get his hands on this thing called astrolite. Knows people outside the city.
Did you say astrolite?
That's a mineral.
Yeah, it's big bada boom.
Can I sense to see if he's lying to us?
I don't think you need to roll for that. I would think, given how fucking nervous this guy is, your own intuition, that's going to be an automatic success. And as far as you can see, he is being honest.
I'm going to raise my eyebrows at Violet because we found astrolite when we were investigating.
Violet is trying to stand in the way so Lance can't see that we're talking to him. She's blocking it with her body. I know she's very small, but she's trying to block it so he can't see that we're talking to this guy. And she's looking everywhere just in case someone's watching or clocking it.
We haven't got time for you. Get out of our way. Then I'm going to whisper, meet us 2 blocks, this way. And maybe we could pick him up in our car or something.
No worries. Are you heading out into the car then to go and meet with him?
If you guys are okay with that.
Yes.
Just meet us a couple blocks away.
Okay. Blocks, whatever they are.
Sorry.
We use blocks.
Meet us at the corner of such and such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You head out and head straight into the car and go to your pre-arranged meeting spot just around the corner, a couple of blocks away, whatever they are.
On the way there, can I speak with Patricia and Violet before we get to him now?
Please.
So, just so the 2 of you know, depending on how we want to handle this, he seems pretty upfront with us, and this poor guy seems terrified. So we can get some information out of him, but if we feel like we need to, I can use Truth of Blood on him. If we feel we need to pry anymore, I just thought I'd throw that out there. But
Kendari.
What's up?
No such thing as truth of blood.
Wait, what?
Isn't there a ritual for that? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's a
there is.
ritual.
Oh,
I
you
can
want to go for
throw
the
the
ritual? Yeah, okay. You
yeah.
wanna go for the ritual, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I mean, I can throw down the. I can throw down the explanation on the chat if you want.
No, you're all right.
Okay, cool. Sorry. But yeah, I just kind of like throwing that out there
Too
just
long.
because I want to use it sometime.
Yeah, for Patricia specifically, it's like that's normally a ritual kept among the visors. I mean, I gotta hand it to you. You, Tremere, are resourceful in different ways than us, but it is admirable.
I suspect each of the three of us here have something special, considering we are being evaluated for Archons.
That is true. I mean, at the point in time to where I was embraced, Sire happened to be a prince, and it's been about a decade since he lost it. But that isn't to say I've crafted my own seal, as it were.
I'm going to turn to Violet and I'm going to be like, Pixie, are you okay with this?
Hmm. So I have to go to the other haven. You have to go to Xavier's haven. Scope it out. Maybe the scared one will know where that is too.
Oh, it's a wonderful idea.
Pim?
Up and away.
You arrive just round the corner. You find it empty for the time being, and although you begin to worry that he may have been intercepted, it doesn't take long, and the nervous student finally arrives. Is this all on the up and up?
My dear fellow, you're giving potentially damning evidence against the leader of one of the kindred clans. No, it's not on the up and up. Would you like to get in the car?
I guess.
And can I like look around to see if there's like any one that I can see watching, see if he was followed or whatnot?
Again, automatic success because nighttime, fairly quiet. You won't see anyone particularly suspicious.
Thank you.
He will follow you into your vehicle as you start the engine and begin to drive through the city.
So tell us how you heard about the astrolite.
Well, Lance was bragging about it. He was saying how you guys are going to have a big surprise, that he's finally managed to convince Xavier to come to our way of thinking, and then it happened. It's pretty hard to miss.
What was the name of the person that you just mentioned? Xavier who?
I never got a surname, just Xavier. I figured, it's a pretty rare name. There's not many people with that name.
No, indeed, you're right. How long ago you said you heard mention about the astrolite? This was before the explosion, you said, yes?
Yeah, just very short time before. Like
Has he mentioned anything
hours.
about it since then? Oh, hours, interesting.
No, that's why I've come to you, because you'd think he would make this a big deal, but he hasn't, and he's gone really quiet about it suddenly, as if he doesn't want to draw attention to himself.
It's very interesting. Listen, have you got a cellular device?
Got a phone?
Yes. Did he say that as a question or confirming that he had one?
Because you're using an older term for it, he's like, I've got a phone if that's what you mean.
Havoc, can we get your contact information for your device?
You want my number?
Yes, your number.
Yeah. And he'll hand over his phone with his number prominently displayed. Who's
And
going
then
to add
can
it
I
to a
just
phone?
attempt... Well, can I attempt to memorize it? So I don't want that number in the phone.
You beat. Oh damn! Oh
We
yeah,
open
yeah.
the phone so we don't have to struggle trying to get it open, do we?
Yeah, you'll be able to memorize that easily enough.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, now listen. It's obvious you're terrified. Okay? Try not to look so terrified. I mean, being what you are, you're going to be terrified anyway, but don't make it obvious. Go about the way you've been acting. If you hear anything, contact us. And we will see what we can do on our side for this information. Information is
I always
power
act
in our world.
terrified.
Don't act more terrified than usual. You know what I mean, okay? I can't have you getting killed before we can get this handled, okay? It wasn't exactly the smartest to approach us right as we walked away from him. Do be careful.
Right. You better drop me not outside the place then.
Yeah. Oh, Patricia. Pixie, do you have anything you want to say?
Phone.
Say again, please.
Please.
And again.
His phone.
I got his phone.
I have his phone.
All right. Yeah. Because it was handed to Lantre, so he'll just pass it to you.
She's gonna start putting a number in.
What kind of phone is it?
Is it a smartphone?
No, it's a flip phone. It's a flip phone
Students-
because, you know...
It's a student's phone, and it's a smartphone.
Yes, but he's not able to use the smartphone easily anymore, so he would have gotten a flip phone, yeah?
Actually, he's thin blood, so he can totally use it.
Son of a monkey's uncle. Okay.
Okay, I'm going to grab the thin blood's hand and his finger and use his finger to type.
Fine.
I've got quite a strong grip, so I'm
Yep.
not letting him go until it's done.
Fine.
I'm gonna put a new contact in his phone.
Uh-huh.
Yes. I want to call this number. His name's Tim. He's a student too. You'll like him. It's mine.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
If you like drugs, he can get you drugs too.
I might need them after tonight. I might need them after tonight.
Who knows? If you like Tim, maybe we can offer you a job. Selling drugs. Like drugs.
I don't like the drugs, but the drugs like me.
could be very good at selling it.
It's a perfect attitude for selling it.
I'll keep that in mind. Thanks. You could drop me off here. That's fine. Here is great. I like here.
I couldn't help but notice your phone. You've got a lovely Samsung Note. Can I have that stylus, please?
Can't you buy your own?
The stores are always closed at this time.
No.
Get your phone, don't worry.
I just want the stylus. I like it a lot. Please. We're offering you a job.
I'll get you a phone. Don't worry, I'll get you one.
Fine, thank you.
Just drop me here.
Those
Here is
pens,
good.
so you don't have to use your fingers.
Really, drop me here. Please.
Oh, and kid,
It's
remember.
important until we talk to you again, okay?
Okay.
And kid, remember, stay relaxed like you are now, okay? Try to
Okay.
smile a little bit.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. And he will basically run out of that car.
I almost got us
Boy.
a stylus.
Polite.
He gave us some really good information, though. So, by the way, Patricia, astrolite was used. We found some astrolite, but I'm curious because the astrolite that we found was old. So it had been sitting for a while, and he'd only been mentioning it a few hours before. So, I'm curious as if he had a different plan for the astrolite, and Xavier jumped the gun. But I don't know if it's the same astrolite.
To be fair, anything that comes from the earth has been old and sitting around for a while. Not that I have any particular answers, it's just where I'm from. There's this thing that happens at the end of every winter called the Tombstone Gem and Mineral Festival, and it just fucking gets taken over by hippies and just all this. Oh, I mean, it's great for the comedy and everything like that, but oh, I really can't stand those hippie tights.
Lantre's just going to be there with his eyes wide open, just kind of like watching her. Oh, okay. I mean, it was Violet, right? Who knew about the minerals?
No,
So, oh, it was, but no. I mean, when we saw it the last time.
oh,
I'm asking if she would know, like, how long it had been sitting before it was used or whatever.
What, you want to know how long it was there before? How long they'd been storing it for?
Yeah, because like we mentioned, because it had like the white powder at the bottom, and you were like, "Oh, it's been sitting for a while," but I don't know anything about it, so I don't know if you'd know there was this much on it, so it's actually been sitting for this long or whatever.
After being able to ponder on it?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
God, what the hell was happening? Can I roll to see if I can think on it to figure that out a little bit?
do intelligence and technology for me, please. That's
Go
fine.
on.
That's fine. You will know that astrolite doesn't keep for a particularly long time. The crystals that you would have found would have meant that it had already started to go stale. Probably about a 2-week lifetime is when it's perfect. More than, any more than that, it starts to get more and more stale. It's probably got an entire lifetime of about a month.
I'd tell that to the group. Word for word.
Oh. Okay, so they might have gotten it, and Lance wasn't expecting it to be used or whatnot. But I mean, if it's only got a shelf life of like a month, then okay, that I guess I could see. I guess we just kind of need to see Xavier's Haven, huh? Can we get a stylus on the way, please? Please, please. Please.
We can't. Hold. I can't contact him since I can't open a phone.
How normally would I be able to contact Tim?
Blush of life.
Can we please get a stylus? Like, why wouldn't we have a stylus at this point?
To be fair, those things get lost easily.
Fine.
Do a rouse check for blush of life for me, please, Violet. Wonderful. You will the vitae around your body. Colour returns to your cheeks. A vague echo of a heartbeat beats inside of your chest. And temperature returns once more to your body.
Okay, I open my phone. Probably isn't the most newest, but it's not bad. I'm going to text my ghoul, Tim, and ask if he has any really good phones that have been stolen in stock, or that he can get one for me with kisses on the end.
You want the phone to have kisses on the end?
I want to message him kisses.
Okay. And he will reply almost instantly that yes, he can get a phone, although it will be an older type of phone. A knockoff ear.
You're okay for your entry?
Pixie, I love you. You're amazing.
Okay.
Then I text Tim back saying next time he has a feeding, I want to pick up the phone, please.
Storyteller, if we get a Nokia, does it have like a plus damage modifier that we can use as a weapon?
No, because this is generic off-brand knockoff ear.
Konia, sorry.
And at this point, we'll take a much-needed break. And we'll be right back.
Can
Is
I check
there
for?
any? Go ahead.
I can see if I could check for wards. That's all.
Patricia's first thinking, she can do that, but she's thinking more, because there's a fence. Is there like a keypad or any sort of comm communication? Any guard at post?
It's no electric keypad. It's an old traditional style padlock. No guards that you can see. And to answer your question, Lantre, you don't need to roll for Sense the Unseen. Your Tremere sensors are not tingling. So you will be it'd be pretty safe to say that there's no wards or the like.
Perfect. I'll pass on that information.
Very well. Do you have a talent for lockpicking? I'm a little bit of a novice, and she'll lift up her skirt just a little bit, and she has hosiery on, and just above the knee, like she'll reach up under the skirt still, not revealing that much, and she'll pull out a couple of lockpicks, and she'll be like, "I can maybe, if you want to, if you have more knowledge, if you want to do it, there are my tools. I can assist in any way that I can."
Everyone's looking at the Nosferatu stereotypically.
I can do that.
Lovely. And she will hand you both implements. Identical.
Mm.
And Patricia does have a 2 in larceny, if that does help with assist in any way.
I try to pick the lock.
Dexterity larceny with a +1 modifier, please. Would you like to stick with it or reroll?
Well, we roll 1, please.
Please reroll 1.
I re-roll. Do I just press the purpley re-roll, or...
There is, on your character sheet, underneath your willpower tracker, there is a button that says WP reroll. Take a superficial willpower damage, and you can reroll. Well, you can reroll up to 3, but you've already got 2 successes on the dice that you can do the reroll on. So you probably only want to reroll 2.
Do 2.
Would you like success at cost?
Yes, please.
Very well. Finally, someone gets a clank compulsion.
Uh-oh.
Violet begins to pick the lock, finding it particularly tough at first. Eventually, she is able to crack open the lock. However, her frustrations lead to the beast rising inside of her, screaming inside, and the need to know permeates her. She becomes consumed with a hunger for secrets, to know that which few or no one knows, almost as strong as her compulsion for blood. She also refuses to share secrets with others except in strict trade for greater others. All actions not spent working towards learning a secret, no matter how big or small, receive a 2 dice penalty. This compulsion will end when Violet learns a secret big enough to be considered useful. Sharing the secret is optional. You are suffering from the cryptophilia compulsion.
And Violet is clicking angrily as she picks the lock.
Entering inside of the premises, the concrete building has no lights on, but doesn't seem disused or run down in any way. The coterie proceed into the area, finding the main door locked, but check the warehouse garage. Garage? Been influenced by these Americans. By the warehouse garage. And find the door unlocked and easily rolled up for entry. They proceed inside of the concrete structure, finding it mostly bare, but slowly walk deeper into the building, finding a small kitchen-like area with a mattress against a wall and a single pillow. It seems recently slept in, and the bed isn't made. A few dirty dishes with finished meals staining the crockery. As the coven of undead inspect the makeshift living area, they can hear the sound of footsteps rushing towards them.
Someone's coming.
Yeah, since this is the new scene, I'm gonna re-rouse that ability.
Yep.
Let's see. Fortitude. Ah, god damn it. Okay. This is fine.
Oh, there it is. That's fine. It's just a one hunger.
You mean for a total of hunger 3? True?
It's not bad. It's not hunger 5 at least. This is where I found that this week's mistake is not having human sheets ready.
Violet will stand against a wall and turn on Cloak of Shadows, which is free.
Okay. Is Cloak of Shadows free? I thought that was a rouse check for that one.
Cloak of Shadows is the one to where you sit still. That one is free.
Ah!
Yeah. Just want to stand perfectly still.
Mastering the art of standing so still you've become invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something I know in my real life.
You see 3 humans quickly enter, and they begin to circle around Lontre. This is combat. I'll give you the first turn.
Oh, we don't even get to talk to them. Okay. They're humans, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, I'm still kind of new, so can I ask just like a kind of a stupid question that everyone will know but me?
Yes, this is intriguing.
You know what? Never mind. I answered my own question. I was going to see, but I'll ask for future reference. If we are in combat with multiple humans, and you were to use something that's a masquerade breach, does that count as a masquerade breach if it's during combat, or like if one of them gets away? How does that work?
I mean, a masquerade breach is a masquerade breach. Fortunately, in this particular situation, you're in an area that the only people that will see this masquerade breach are your victims.
Okay.
So you're covering yourself up automatically if you kill these people that see you doing a masquerade breach.
Perfect. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to try talking real quick, and I'm just going to be like, I'm looking for Emmanuel June. I was told he would be here. Who are you guys?
And you're going to get slapped in the face.
Oh, they were just very angry. Okay.
Rude.
You can choose to dodge if you so wish. Or you
All
can
right.
still
What do I roll
attack.
for that?
I'll let you attack if you'd like as well.
I mean, I guess I'll just try to take out my dagger and throw it out. Can I take out my dagger and try to stab one while
Yes.
dodging, or do I lose
No.
the dodge if I'm trying to stab?
You can dodge or attack. You can't dodge and attack.
I want to stab this guy.
Okay, strength melee. I was
Can I
lucky.
throw my knife instead?
Not in this situation, no.
Okay.
I mean, you can normally, but it's a little bit late for that now.
Yeah, sure.
But... Lantre
Man,
attempts
this guy's a
to
strong guy.
Lantre attempts to stab the man as his fist comes into his face. Unfortunately, Lantre is not fast enough, and the fist makes contact, smacking him around and causing 3 superficial damage to Lantre. Who's next?
Take it.
Do you want to go?
Oh, go ahead.
No, if you have something planned, please.
Nothing too much. But Patricia would pop Daunt as one of those, one power per turn thing, and then she's just gonna go ahead and try to lay into the guy with her.
Same one that's attacking Lantre or one of the others?
Yeah, he just did some good damage on him. Let's try to take him out.
Okay. With a dagger, you say?
No, fist.
Okay, strength brawl. And all he can do is dodge with a -1 modifier.
Well, okay. That. No bonuses.
That's going to go to you on a draw.
Okay.
But if you so wish, you can re-roll the 2 3s and try and up your damage a bit. But you can also just stick with it.
Yeah, fun fact, this is the first character that I've made with more than 4 willpower as a player character, so let's spend this willpower. Okay. One, down. Where was the willpower reroll again?
On your character sheet, underneath the willpower tracker, the button WP reroll. It will come up as a default of 3, but you could reroll 3, but you'd be screwing yourself
Only
out for
2
one
black
success.
dice are available.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cursed hunger. Ah, fuck. Okay. I tried.
Patricia squares up against the same human that struck Lantre in the face, and while he is distracted, manages to get a good side hit on the side of his head, causing 1 superficial damage. Which brings us to the Terminator.
Terminator, that's perfect.
I wish to jump on one of their backs and try to grapple.
Strength
Please.
rule. Anyone in particular, or because there's 3 in total,
well, probably...
and 1 has attacked Lantre and been hit in the side of the head, but there are 2 others as well.
If those 2 are on the same guy, I'm going to go on to one of the other ones.
Okay.
Can I activate Lethal Body as well?
Yep.
Do I have to rouse for that one? I think I do. Maybe.
Lethal Body's level 1, so it's free, isn't it?
Oh. Then yes.
Okay. Strength. Brawl. And he's going to try and get out of the way.
Do I plus anything for Lethal Body, or?
No, lethal body turns all superficial damage you cause into aggravated damage on a mortal.
I mean, you said you're grappling, though. Don't you have a grapple modifier, though?
I do. Ha ha.
Ah,
Ha. Thank you.
and you get a +1
You.
modifier.
How do I roll just the +1?
Just do strength brawl with a +1 modifier.
I just roll again. Okay.
Yeah. We'll pretend we didn't see that.
Yeah. Totally didn't happen. Everything.
Would you like to reroll?
No, I can't re-roll. I'm
You
already
can't re-roll.
angry. No, we roll, sir.
All right. So that's going to be... Oh, yeah, he's just dodging. So on the plus side, you don't take any damage. But Violet charges forward and attempts to grapple, I'm going to say, instead of attempts to mount the human.
No, she's mounting him. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Attempts to mount said human without buying him dinner first. Unfortunately, she is too slow and he is able to sidestep out of the way gracefully, and she ends up standing in mid-air, wondering what happened to her potential prey. He went. The human had an attempted mounting situation with Violet, is going to try and just punch Violet in the face.
Rude.
You can dodge, or you can sacrifice your attack for round 2.
Dodge, please.
Athletics and dexterity.
Can I use Cat's Grace for that? Or not so much because it's a reaction?
Show me Cat's Grace.
Oh. Got all of my bits on.
To keep your balance. No.
I can't? Okay.
No, because you're trying
Yeah,
to
it's
dodge
worth
out
a
of the
shot.
way, not keep your balance.
Fair enough.
I
What was the
believe
roll
that
again?
would be more your lines of rapid reflexes.
That's right.
So what am I rolling again? Please?
Dexterity and athletics, please.
Well,
You can deal with a lupine, but these humans are just no.
They're wrecking us right now.
ugh.
Violet attempts to dodge out of the way of the incoming fist aimed straight at her face. Unfortunately, probably due to being succumbing to the beast, she is unable to get out of the way and takes a relatively innocuous hit upon her shoulder. You take 1 superficial damage.
What a jerk.
Third human. Third human is going to feel a bit cocky after seeing his friends being so successful, and he's just going to stand and watch. Which brings us to Lontre, for the start of the second round.
I mean, I guess I'll just prepare Scorpion's Touch.
Hit rouse check for me, please. Gain a hunger. And show me Scorpion's Touch, because I'm not sure if you do one roll for it now and then run. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay, so that's all done on the next round. Right. Patricia.
Yeah, so Patricia, she's not used to the whole fighting thing, so she's not exactly crafted for it, but she has what she has. Let me just double check her sheet. Yeah, we're gonna go with the same thing as last time of strength and brawl. So the guy that's been beaten up on Lantray, he's still up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Option 2, I'm gonna put that on the side burner. So yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Strength and brawl. Rolls.
He's just going to
Here
try
we
and
go.
get out
Here
of
we
the way.
go. Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's what I like to see.
Patricia cracks her knuckles and takes a determined strike straight at the human that has been bothering her and Lantray. The human gets a bit cocky and attempts to dodge out of the way lazily. He is quite shocked to his core when Patricia's fist makes contact with his face and knocks all of his teeth out. Violet.
I'm probably just going to do the same thing again.
Not the
With
definition of
lethal body,
insanity
please.
at all.
Nope, not at all. Shush.
Okay.
With lethal body,
Strength,
I
brawl,
want him to hurt a bit.
and this guy is going to react by trying to punch you as you mount him.
Rude. I forgot the +1 again. Dang it. No, it's fine. I won't reroll it again.
That's going to go to you.
Yes.
Violet goes charging in, more determined than before, baring her fangs, and successfully wraps herself around the man, restraining him, and he is but a helpless child in her embrace. Second round for the SPCs. One took a punch, so he can't do anything. One is restrained, so he can't do anything. Their mate, who was getting a bit cocky and just decided to watch, is now suddenly worried and is going to come charging in and very ungentlemanly take a strike at Patricia. You can
Good luck,
dodge.
sir.
You can dodge. Oh shit! Yeah, he's got to make a resolve check. Is it
Awesome.
composure and resolve?
I believe so. I got the book right here.
One day I should use the cards that I bought and just find somewhere to
You think
put
as
them.
many times as I've used this, I'd remember. Yeah, they make resolve and composure at difficulty 2 to even be able to make the attempted attack hopefully land.
It's not going to go well for him. Oh! Just.
What?
Yeah, he gets through the negative energy field.
He fights on through, put off as if by some untangible force, clenches his fist and attempts to strike at Patricia. You can respond by just dodging, or you can sacrifice punching and punch now.
You know what, let's... How do I want to do this? Oh, yeah, no, punching again.
Okay, strength brawl contest.
Yes.
Oh. You can re-roll 2 if you so wish.
Yeah, there's a free reroll in chat for that one.
There is a free re-roll as well, actually, if you want to just do the whole roll again.
Hold on, I hit re-roll. Does that count? Or do I have to go into the sheet?
You can hit the reroll on the chat itself. But that's giving
Okay,
you 2
yeah, that's what
and
I
the
did then.
beast. Ooh.
Thank you for the reroll, chat.
You can re-roll the 4 if you wish.
Oh, I can
Otherwise, you're
reroll
gonna
all 4. Okay.
No, you can re-roll just the 4. Because you've got the 8, the 6, and the 4, which are 2 successes, but the 4 is
Okay,
not a
so I can reroll
success.
one of them. Okay.
Yeah, that's how you say it in
4.
English.
I don't know. Don't completely trust my English. There we go.
Oh, wonderful. There you go. That goes to you now. The man springs forth, determined to do damage to Patricia. Patricia is at first shocked that the man is even able to come anywhere near her, but soon shakes off, clenches her fist once more, and strikes the man between his eyes. Which brings us back round to the final round of combat, starting with Lontre. You have Scorpion's Touch ready to go.
I do. I do have a question on that, though. If I want to apply Scorpion's Touch to my dagger and then throw my dagger, how do we do the rolls? Do I throw it to see if it hits, and then do I do like roll to see what Scorpion's Touch does, and then a roll to see what the dagger does? Or is the Scorpion's Touch kind of supersede the damage, and we just see any damage I do is then like aggravated damage?
So you would do the roll to hit, which would be dexterity and athletics.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Oh, yes, that's fine. It would just be Scorpion's Touch.
Okay, so I'm going to roll Strength and Athletics to see if it hits him real quick, yeah?
Dexterity and athletics just a hit,
Dexterity, forgive me.
which is going to be difficulty 3.
Difficulty 3, how do I... What do I do for that?
You just roll, and if you get 3 successes, you hit.
Oh.
Do it again, because that's roll 20 messing up. I think. Surely you've got more than that in your pool. Yeah, you do. There you go, you hit. And now... Blood Sorcery, Stamina. No, Strength, Blood Sorcery versus Stamina in a cult. Oh, this is going to go badly.
Okay, I have one question, though. Just for future reference. In my athletics and dexterity, I have more than four die. Why does it only have 4 die there? Like, just so I know for future.
It's got 6 dice there.
Well, I've got the 2 hunger die.
Yeah.
Oh, so those are included in... Okay, I see. It like,
Yeah,
converts
the
them.
hunger
Okay.
place is equal to what your total pool is.
Thank you. Okay, and then what do I need to
successes
roll
on
now?
those do count towards your total successes. They're not just discounted.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, what do I got to roll now? I don't...
Strength and Blood Sorcery.
Oh, okay. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. Sorry.
It's alright. It happens. It's my first time too, baby.
Good heavens. I don't actually know how to roll it, to be honest.
If it isn't on your sheet, on the button next to the whole thing, you can just go... Oh no, you're going to have to. Pull down your powers list, and on the sheet itself, you've got 2 blank spaces. Set 1 to Discipline, set 1 to Strength.
Perfect.
Bing, bang, bong.
Thank you.
Do it again, because that must be roll 20 messing up. Nice.
Getting wrecked by these humans here.
No, you won that one.
Bastards.
You throw the dagger through the air. You hear it whistle until it finally makes a blood-spattering impact upon the human. You hear the sizzling of flesh and clothes. And finally, man drops dead, the gaping hole in his chest, as the dagger comes loosely out and drops to the floor.
What'd you get for punching me?
Patricia, you attacked on your go. So that takes us directly to Violet, who is grappling one of the humans, so he can't do much. So he's basically yours to toy with.
Okay. While grappling him with my whole body, I want to bare my teeth in his ear and demand to know who he is and where is Xavier Long.
Strength, persuasion, please. And because this is social, he can resist, or at least attempt to. I think composure and resolve
Do I
seems
get
fitting.
a specialty in grapple added?
I think you should, actually. Strange as it may seem, it seems fitting as well.
Yes, it does.
Okay, that's going to go to you. And the man barely grunts out that he doesn't know what you're talking about. He's here, he's in training. And finally, yeah, we're going to close. We shall end the combat there. I think you've all done well enough, so. Violet, angered that she is unable to learn this secret, brings her fangs out and sinks them into the man's flesh and begins to drink of his blood. You may slake 2 hunger. Do not go below 1. As you release him, the man will fall to the floor in a euphoric stupor. Patricia turns her attention to the remaining human and slams her fist as hard as she can into the side of his head, knocking him unconscious as he falls to the floor. It is then that you notice the presence of a young lady standing in the doorway. She looks at you with a crazed smile on her face and says, "So what brings the 3 of your kind here?"
Patricia just looks to Violet.
I can't give away secrets with my Bane on, can I?
Nope.
Nope. I'm probably just going to sneer with blood all over my face. I get his. It's very, very loud clicks mixed in.
I see. I do sympathize, child. And then she'll look to the woman at the door. I believe the gentleman we are looking for is a Mr. Xavier. Do you have knowledge of him?
I knew this day would come. Xavier. He used to take... what is it you call it? Heaven here?
I don't know that terminology, but I know the terminology angel hair, which is old school slang for cocaine. But I'm from the States, so I'm not familiar with the slang around these parts.
Don't think that has any kind of effect on your kind. At least not taken in that way.
put it this way. The less you understand about us, the better.
You might be surprised how
Seems
much I
that-
already know about your kind.
Yet we're here for Mr. Xavier. It seems you are as well. And yet you, by stating that this day would have come, seem to be a potential, I won't say ally, but I'll say resource. Mutual resource, if you will.
Do charisma and persuasion for me, please.
If I may, before doing that, see if I can drop Daunt and flip it to Awe and see if she fails that roll. Or is it too late?
I'll let you do that.
Okay.
So do charisma and persuasion and add your presence rating to it for me, please, to the total. I have a
Okay.
feeling that this is basically just going to be success.
You said charisma and manipulation?
No, charisma and persuasion.
Oh yeah, charisma and persuasion. Okay, I have to set up that roll. Let's see. Charisma.
Strangely enough, it's one of those ones that's not often used, because it's usually something else to get persuasion from a character.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll just call it. I'll just title this Ventrue-ish. Okay, so roll, and then plus the 2 from presence, plus the 1 from blood fluency would be a +3. 4 successes.
More than enough. I don't know precisely Xavier's location. I used to stay here with him before the incident. I'm Dolores, by the way. Pleasure to meet you. And also for putting my recruits through their paces, it seems I'm going to have to work far harder on them. I doubt Xavier will still be in the city. If you suspect the same that I suspect, he wouldn't stay close by. Although in saying that, given his training, the last place anyone might look for him is within the city. I remember the night of the incident. Sort of look
Which
off.
incident would this be, in particular?
The night that Carfax Tower, Elysium to you, was destroyed.
And so the puzzle pieces come together for the newcomer. I see. And then she'll look to Lantray and she'll say, as loyal to the tower as I may be, I am new to the city. What is the lay of things outside of Oxford and its near proximity?
Yeah, Lantray, what's that? Tell us everything.
Dear storyteller, I don't know. Well, I had no idea. Would my character know
I
at
know
all?
how much time you spend reading up on the lore and how well versed you are. Please tell us.
I have no idea.
The United Kingdom, London has fallen to the Second Inquisition. Used to be under the rule of Mithras. Mithras has disappeared or been destroyed. No one is quite sure what or which. Not all kindred in London were destroyed. A lot left London, many of which managed to find their way into Oxford.
I feel like Patricia, although she's from the American Southwest, given her clan, she'd be familiar with pretty much the common knowledge and maybe a little bit of additional information given clan and status. But other than that, London's still a bit away, and Oxford's kind of in the middle of the UK, so there's still multiple other areas, outlying places where he could have gone. So she's not necessarily thinking London. She's like, what else about, to the north, to the west, to the south that I don't know about that you guys know?
Well, it's a good thing you asked, because Lontre knows this exact answer. The former dominions of Avalon, as they were known, are mixed results. Some have fallen, some have stayed. Gloucestershire, for instance, has remained up and active, although it is no longer used by follower of Mithras. Many of the other Avalons have thrown in with the Camarilla. I believe it was the one that encompassed Wales has fallen to the Anarchs, and way far up north, Lontre just so happens to know that Edinburgh is in the hands of Roger de Camden, who was a very loyal follower of the cult of Mithras. It's a good thing Lontre knows this.
Well, Entree's pretty smart. I wish I were as smart as this guy.
Me too.
Yeah, so I have no idea what I just said, but I just told you a bunch of information. So, yeah.
I repeat that to the group.
Okay, I share that information. Well, yeah.
Seems either north or south, by my guess, with that intel.
Before you can question Dolores further, she quickly puts her finger up to her mouth, shushing for silence, and seems to fall into panic suddenly and quickly. Shit. I'll find you when I can. Then quickly runs off, opening a hidden door and hurriedly closing it. Barely even a second later, though, the coterie hear the crash of a door, and before they can even see what has burst into the building, they hear the ominous sound of pneumatic launchers, and can do nothing as wooden stakes scream through the air, pummeling into their chests of each of the coterie members. They each enter into a conscious form of torpor, and all are aware of bags being placed over their heads. They are moved and escorted out and bundled into some kind of vehicle. As the time passes, they finally come to a stop and are once more walked out. Despite being unaware of their surroundings, they feel the sensation of an elevator and are finally placed in a seat, the bags ripped off their heads, and before them is the sight of 5 large people, dressed in leather jackets and jeans, and a look of restrained anger and ferocity on their faces. You have been cordially invited here to receive a message from the Baron. And one of the members walks through and begins taking the stake out of each of your chests. Normally you would be penalised for this, but I don't think it would be fair for me to impose those normal penalties because I cheesed it. And as the words echo around the empty office room, the coterie can see the view out of the windows as the moonlight shines in. They recognise the only building this tall in the city is Seacourt Tower, the Baron's Court. The moment of silence they take to become aware of where they are is interrupted by the sound of approaching footsteps and the creak of leather. A man approaches in black jeans, a white t-shirt, with the Brujar symbol featured prominently upon it, and a leather jacket that Patricia is able to recognize as the same one that Theo Bell wore the night he killed Hardstead. The man speaks. You are to halt your investigation into the bombing of Elysium. There is enough strife and hardship in this city already, isn't there?
I do agree there is much strife. Baron.
And just for reference, because I never mention skin tones, I should. Sometimes, I guess. This is a Caucasian male. We want nothing but an amicable relationship with the Camarilla. Whoever you find is responsible for the bombing will only lead to more strained relations between us.
If I might ask, sir, if it seems you're not responsible, wouldn't it clear tensions in the air if we were to find out who did it for you?
We simply want to exist our own way. You leave us alone, and we shall leave you alone. It's that simple.
Perhaps it's not us you should be telling to leave you alone. Perhaps it is those above us. Because we're only here because of them, after all. Why have forums with us? When we only follow orders.
We're only messengers.
Do you not talk with those above you, then?
We do. But as most of you like to say, us bureaucratic types, we're not, usually free to share information. But of course, when one has a certain job, one doesn't care about everything.
I had actually been speaking with one of your clan earlier about hearing more about your way of doing things, actually.
Congratulations and jolly hoo-ha, who gives a fuck?
Well, it's not always so great having no control over your own destiny.
How about I just give you the message and you relay it to those above you?
If they do not listen, what becomes of us? We will relay this message, but...
Hardly my problem.
If we wish to prevent future strife, then perhaps there might be a way that contact can be made to discuss if we have to get back in touch with you. Preferably not with stakes.
Makes you think I wish you back in my court. Your task is a simple one. I give you a message. You relay it above.
If I dare say, I know our superiors fairly well. I agree strife is definitely something to avoid. I'm not sure they're going to go along with said point of view, and I'd rather not be on the receiving end of a stake should decisions out of our power be made.
Should they not proceed forth, then the Camarilla has decided to wage war upon us, and any consequences thereof rest entirely at the feet of this tower of yours, not upon us.
Is there any way we could find out who caused this issue that would still resolve peacefully between parties involved, or must it be an absolute cessation of all investigation? You can understand their desire to find out who did it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was the one that was staked and taken somewhere against my will. Because it seems that you seem to think you're in a position to dictate terms to me.
No, sir, I'm not in a position of any semblance of power right now. I'm just trying to avoid, ending up staked again. You have demonstrated your absolute power.
And take this message to your so-called elders. Keep your garbage out of our territory. The man nods to the gathered kindred around the coterie as he turns around and leaves one of the surrounding creatures. Pulls a switch on the room, and they all hurry out soon after. As a door across the way opens, and two creatures bearing broken fangs shuffle their way slowly out of the door before they catch sight of the coterie and charge towards them.
Bloody whites.
Do I need to do a Sense the Unseen roll?
I don't think you need to. As the whites are charging towards you, I think it's fair to say that one of the coterie can go. The coterie can go first.
He wants us to deliver a message and then kill us. Okay.
I mean, the message is keep your garbage out of the territory. Here's the garbage.
He calls us garbage. And once they're in the vehicle, Patricia's gonna just not sit in the seat proper, but take up the corner, properly cross her legs, elbows on it, although it's weird diagonal, just steeped. She's just like this for a good solid maybe 5 minutes, and then she's like, did any of you notice the jacket that Baron is wearing?
Once it's pointed out with Violet, no.
I wasn't in Chicago myself when Harnasset fell, but you could say a sibling of mine was. They have a knack for detail. That jacket that Baron had on was the very same with Theo Bell's when he took out Harnasset of Chicago. One of the founders of towers across this country, I might add you.
Violet's going to stand up and grab her chair, since I'm guessing we don't have our weapons, and just say, maybe we should investigate that when we're not in peril.
Yeah, I'm just kind of sat here watching.
No, but I felt the need as a coterie to make you aware of the observation, and he was on go to your elders. That is most certainly some information that we want to pass on to our higher-ups.
If we can get to our higher-ups, we do have a problem on our hands right now, dear Patricia, but yes, you are 100% right. Or right, as it might be. That was for you, sir.
He just smirks at that.
Can Violet charge at one of the whites with the chairs to try and pin it to the wall?
Yeah, you know what? I think that would count as a grapple as well.
As do I.
Strength
Am I
brawl.
rolling?
And the white is going to fight against you as best it can at the same time. So a strength brawl
Well, it
contest.
shouldn't. Just embrace death, you crazy white.
Oh, dang.
No, it ain't gonna. Violet reacts extremely quickly as soon as Patricia has finished talking, taking the chair out from underneath her and attempting to pin the white against the wall. Unfortunately, the white seems crazed and far too strong for Violet, and is able to fight back, swiping out with its claws, scratching away at Violet, and does 2 superficial damage to Violet. Next.
You know, Patricia sat chair for a reason, and I feel like as the chair's like yanked out from under her, what I intended to happen happens. She sat because she wanted to trigger a premonition and let these two handle the combat. But now, as the premonition takes hold, she's falling on her ass. I will do that.
I didn't do yours.
Oh, okay. I heard pull the chair from under her. Okay.
Sorry. Nope.
I like the thought, though.
Okay, let's see. Aspects. Browse for forced premonition. How did that go? Come on. Oh, beautiful. Okay. So, character sheet. Aspects. You know what? We're at end of session. I'm going to browse for resolve. Second attribute. Oh, this is different. Checking. Oh, come on.
What is it you want the premonition about?
Essentially what she's going for is, you know, seeing that the Baron has that item, she more wants to possibly figure out, like, those connections, but also in tandem, like, kind of see, like, the umbrella to branch off, you know, make connections that other people wouldn't be able to gather by traditional means.
Complete success. You need to know that this is a complete success. When you will the vitae to your mind and attempt to see more of the situation beyond that which is normally permeable, all you see is the Baron suddenly walk into the same room you just were in and begin to give the exact same speech you just heard to yourselves sat on the chair.
Curious. Okay. I guess that's her turn.
I'm debating whether or not to give you a roll for more information or not. What's your occult score? Do you have anything in occult?
I don't think she does, which is the first time for me, which is odd considering where she's from. Oh, she does have one occult. Yeah, I remember that now. I did give her a occult based off where she's from.
Do intelligence and occult for me, please.
Add intelligence. We'll call this one Fucky Wucky.
Would you like to re-roll that one?
Nah.
Okay. You take the vision as what it means, although you're unsure if that means that the Baron was really just there, if the Baron was an illusion, if any of what you just saw was factual in any way, shape, or form. But you do
Copy
know
that.
that you do know that your vision was true to the best of your abilities. You have no reason to doubt yourself. You could still take a combat turn, but no powers.
Okay. Would this be kind of the same scene though?
Yeah.
Okay, so her. Oh, what's that called? This is my first time with Fortitude as a player. Yeah, her toughness would still be up. So yeah, let's go with that Dex and Brawl again. Kind of just as a means to, not go for the right, but brawling as a sense to, more fortify it in a way that's gonna prevent them from coming through. Basically just meshing the two pieces together to make it like a makeshift block sort of thing. Let's see.
And I am going to guiltily have the white swipe and claw at you. Not too bad. The white charges through, gnarled claws and broken fangs, and successfully scrapes its weaponized dagger-like nails across your flesh, causing 1 superficial damage. Lantre.
I'm gonna be over here and I'm like, why am I always so freaking useless in combat? And bite my tongue and start Scorpion's Touch.
Rouse check for me, please. Gain a hunger. This is what he said the last time. And then he basically killed a white in one hit with Scorpion's Touch.
I'm gonna cross our fingers this time.
Neither white can actually go, as they both fought, which brings us back round to the wonderful Violet.
Just looking at my powers. I'm gonna just display this one just so I can have a look. May I activate prowess, please, to try and assist me in whacking a white, please?
Absolutely. Do a rouse check for me, please. Perfect. Do strength brawl, and then after you've rolled, increase... no, don't do anything to your hunger. Ignore me. Just do strength brawl. And this white is pissed off and mad about it. I'm going to attack you back.
He started it.
Violet and the white come to a particularly violent clash. After the white has thrown the chair across the room, Violet misses her cricket bat, but still goes forth for the kill, punching the white directly in its face, dislocating its jaw out of place, and actually knocking the white back on its feet. Trisha.
Yeah, she's gonna. I forgot to do this earlier, but she's gonna flip her off back to Don And she's gonna do her brawl again.
Okay. Strength brawl. And all the white can really do is dodge. That goes to Patricia. Patricia stands her ground, clenches her fist, and pummels into the white's face as well, smashing as hard as she can, and notices a piece of loose bone and skin come flying off upon impact as the white lets out a hiss, but for some reason is unable to find itself attacking back. Which brings us to Captain Acid.
I know, right? Question on the hunger gain. Since I have to wait a turn, do I add the hunger die? Or do I not add the hunger die until after the roll?
After the roll, add the hunger.
Okay. So I'm gonna spit, I guess. So what is that? Dexterity and athletics?
Which white would you like to spit at?
Yeah, I know, right?
Stop it.
I'll go for the one that's attacking Violet, but can I put the spit on the dagger though?
If you want. I mean, it's perfect
Okay.
either way because it would be the same damage, if that makes sense to you, if you put it on a dagger or if you put it on just...
Yeah, it's just
Spam.
more so that I don't have a giant puddle of spit that she then has to avoid while she's trying to grapple it.
I mean, instead it's just a giant puddle of spit on a dagger that she has to avoid.
Okay, that's fine. Well, I mean, if that's the case, then I'm gonna spit at the one that Patricia's been fighting because I know Ellis likes to grapple. Ellis, I
Side
keep
note-
saying Ellis. I'm sorry, Violet. Ugh.
I don't know where you're getting Alice from. That's the worst bit.
It's
So you're
because
going-
I'm in my mind her name is Pixie, and you're gonna hate me for this, but that was the nickname for that stupid vampire in Twilight. So that's where I'm getting freaking Alice, and it's driving me nuts.
So you're going for the one that Patricia is fighting over the one that Violet's
Yep.
fighting. Okay. Dexterity, athletics. And all it
Can I
takes
use
is
my
really
reroll,
dodge.
please? Nitro gave me a reroll a while back. Can I use the reroll?
Hang on, hang on.
Okay.
Let the character dodge first before you decide that you failed. And that goes to you, actually.
Yeah, but I had the beast.
Yeah, that only comes into play if you fail, though.
Oh, okay.
So it is your Strength and Blood Sorcery versus... Show me the power again, please. I think it's Stamina.
Yeah.
Cult? I want to make sure, though. It is Stamina and Occult. So yeah, Strength, Blood Sorcery. And... Ooh. Okay. Oh, L'Entrée.
Okay, can I use my reroll now?
You may, of course.
Okay. Oh, I'm afraid to. Oh! Okay, well. We'll see what
I
happens.
could get rid of the messy critical, but I don't know if I would necessarily recommend you do so.
Oh boy. Okay, let's go for it. Let's see what happens then. Storyteller, have mercy.
Right. L'Entrée, with great experience, successfully spits at the white. His acidic vitae impacts upon its body and causes the skin that's remaining and bone to bubble and smoke. Finally, a huge gaping hole appears on the side of its head and face. It stops, freezes in motion, and falls forward turning to dust as it impacts upon the floor. It is only then that Lontre looks down and notices that the spit had actually splashed back upon himself, and had also caused a small hole to appear upon his own shoulder, and you will take 3 superficial damage.
Goodbye.
Which brings us back around. That I believe that white that's remaining fought back against Violet, so it can't go. Which brings us to Violet.
Oh, I hit it again.
Strength brawl.
She's dead.
I'm just going to try and punch you back. Punch. Oh! I'm sorry.
No, you're not. Don't lie.
A little bit. Violet, determined to show that she is still the strongest member of the coterie, goes forth like a boxer and engages a white in close combat, taking left hooks and right jabs at it. Unfortunately, the white is far too crazed, violent, and overpowers her, managing to bring its claws down across her face, and does 3 superficial damage to Violet.
And that's just taking the red off right until you got a line, yes?
Yes, just one.
Just making sure.
1 line for superficial, X for aggravated.
Okay. So that's cool.
Same with willpower. Humanity is different. Patricia, you are currently not engaged in combat with any other creature, as the white that was before you has fallen to the floor and turned to ash.
I only just realized after my last turn that I forgot, because this is a whole new thing for me. I've been rolling a Hunger 1 for basically all of this session. I'm so sorry, but I've rectified it. But the rights. How many more are left? How's that barring situation look like?
You've got 1 white left, although it does appear to be on its last legs. Not that it appeared particularly healthy before this started, but it looks far worse for wear now.
Yeah. Alright. Well, Little Miss not used to combat's just gonna go back on her failsafe and once again do her dex and brawl.
And all this white can do is try and dodge. Oh!
I'm going to pretend like I'm not playing the game now so I can give a reroll. I'm not here anymore. I'm going to go over to chat real quick.
All fails are hunger though, so I can't spend willpower.
Patricia attempts to work her frustrations out on the one remaining white. Unfortunately, it is able to get out of the way of each and every single one of her incoming blows, which frustrates Patricia to no end, and the beast inside of her begins to claw up to the surface and scream. The blood urges its host to come out on top, to own and to establish dominance. Patricia feels the need to not only excel, but to revel in it, taunting the weak and challenging the strong. Patricia makes their next interaction into a competition, using all means at her disposal to end up victorious and to rub the nose of the loser in their defeat. Patricia cannot use teamwork and performs any action that avoids establishing dominance or challenging authority at a 2 dice penalty to your pools. This compulsion ends when you have 1 and gloated over it. You are suffering from the dominance compulsion. L'entrée. Show him how it's done.
I'm just going to take my letter opener and throw it.
Dexterity, athletics, and all it can do is try and dodge.
I mean, cursed. Oh, thank goodness.
And that is +2 damage with a dagger as well, which you will find is just enough. And it impacts between the white eyes, piercing inside of its skull, damaging the brain, causing it also to freeze in motion, fall to its knees, and turn to ash as it impacts upon the floor. The coterie stand among the battered and mauled bodies of themselves, standing over the ashes and remains of their victims. They find no other way out of the office room, and although hesitant, call the lift to the floor and proceed down and walk through the empty entrance hallway, letting their footsteps echo across the foam marble floor and walls, walking out onto the streets of Botley.
So quick question. I'm toast, meaning I'm going into torpor after this, so I can't heal after seeing, right?
No, that's probably not true unless you've taken aggravated, all of your aggravated damage.
So what does that mean?
Let's have a look.
Because like I took 3 superficial, but I only had 2 health, so that means I took 1
you're
aggravated,
nowhere near
right?
torpor. You've got to take another 4 bits of damage before you enter torpor. Chill out.
Oh, okay. Can I heal?
You can do a rouse check and heal a superficial because the scene has changed.
Okay, so how does it work? I had 2 health, I took 3 superficial, so I took down 2 superficial, and then I go to aggravated damage, right?
Yes.
Ah, dang. Okay, so I can't do anything anyway, or how does that work?
Just do a rouse check.
Okay.
Stop making it more complicated than it is. It's fine. Just rouse check. And what is your... So you may heal... 2 points of superficial damage.
I only have 1 superficial, but I'd like to heal that as well.
Do a rouse check for me, please.
Mm-hmm. Time. Excellent.
And you may also heal 2 superficial, but you've only taken 1 superficial, so that's fine.
Can I do it too?
Of course, do a rouse check for me, please. And you may heal 2 superficial also. Is there anything you wish to discuss as you walk out onto the streets of Botley?
I'm just gonna kind of... Oops, sorry.
Where's a good cocktail lounge? I need to go feed.
Wait. Hold on just a second, though. You still have a free drink from Elysium. Blood is dangerous here. I'm just throwing that out there for you. Actually, Storyteller, since Pandora gave us a free drink on her, do we have a free drink as well from Elysium still?
Are you asking if it rolls over?
Well, no. We took the drink last time, but she said we could have it. Does that still count as our free drink, or was she the one that gave it to us? So do we have a free drink still?
You have a free drink at Elysium still if you so wish, because everyone gets 1 free for the night, and you didn't have 1 earlier.
Okay, so I'm just kind of like throwing that out there. We still got to be really careful of blood around here, so I don't know what we want to do, but just throwing that out.
From what I heard, Elysium is hard pressed as well, but I will take what little I can from where I can't get it.
The street It's fairly quiet, and only the odd passing car goes by. The streetlights provide enough illumination for them to see their way back into the city, but for some reason they can hear off in a distance the sounds of a busy club. The group assess their situation, and as they do so, a figure in a long, dark trench coat approaches them. Looks like you made an impression on the Baron.
Do we know this guy?
You don't know him, but you will, of all people as well, will instantly recognize him as Nosferatu.
He's not one of my friends that I've already made.
Correct.
Okay.
Oh, you think?
I wouldn't worry. If he really wanted rid of you, he'd have just staked you and left you out for the sun. So you got that going for you.
Thanks for that. I guess.
What business did he have with you in the first place?
Apparently telling us to fuck off.
Sounds pretty standard for the Baron. Although to drag you all the way out here for it is out of the norm.
Where is here?
It's Botley. The city's back that way. Just cross the bridge, and you're back home safe and free. And you will literally see a bridge about just a few meters in front of you.
What's your name?
I am 13. And you?
Violet.
Now, before we proceed further, I just want you to know it's not so much that I care. It's more information is valuable. Perhaps we have something worth exchanging?
She's going to get right up in his face.
What is that? What do you know?
Tell me why the Baron wanted to speak with you first.
Not so sure that's your information to give. I'm going to like whisper that over it. Violet.
She's fighting her bane at the moment.
Do I know your information's worth mine?
It depends on whether or not you may need assistance. You are new faces in this city. Word travels fast about new faces and their purposes.
She's going to sniff his face intimidatingly. And
You go first. Then I might tell you.
can I
Would
try
she-
and intimidate him?
Yeah, when she finishes saying that, if Patricia's bullshit's still up, she's going to reach up her skirt on the opposite side of her hip, bring out a revolver, put it to his head at his temple, and Daunt is still activated. She does have intimidation dice. Or
Yeah, I don't think you
Ravens.
need to roll for that at that point. I think that's more than enough. To be quite honest. Okay. folks had a rough night. If you're who I think you are, it sounds like you might be searching for a ghost. And I just so happen to know a place filled with them. Now, I know what you're going to say, but it's quite safe. I can get you an invite to Club 30's, and there you might want to find someone named Isaac.
Lantre is just definitely staying back, and he's watching these two very ferocious ladies, and he's just, just absolutely impressed and slightly horrified.
Still trying to intimidate, Violet will say, "You're saying Isaac is a ghost we need to see, correct?"
Yes.
Is my bane calmed by that?
I think that will count. I think that'll count. I'll be generous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent. I haven't seen a ghost in some time.
You know what? Just forget I asked about the Baron. You guys are crazy. I'll send an invite to Violet, and just, if you let me go, everything will be fine. Deal?
Violet will stroke his head.
And as she does that, Patricia's thumb just rolls the barrel of her revolver just for dramatic effect, lets the finger sit on the trigger for a little bit for a few beats, and then we'll put it back where she got it.
He'll adjust the collar on his trench coat. You'll notice that he is still visibly shaken, and then just walk around you.
That idiot said we were crazy. He was the moron that just came and tried to extract information out of us after we just got done with the Baron, okay? By the way, you two are terrifying, but as long as we're on the same side, we're good.
And Patricia will drop her gun.
Violet will smile brightly with her little teeth at Patricia.
We make a good team.
Yes. As they say, us women have to stick together. High planner no. Some things get carried over from life.
Is there any last-minute things you wish to do, engage or RP in before you retire to your respective havens for the night?
I just want a drink from Elysium, if possible. I don't know if we have time for that, but I just want a drink. And I want to go to bed. It's just been a horrible night.
Yeah, you've probably got enough time to quickly visit Elysium, down a glass of Vitae, and get yourself to your haven if you so wish. You may slake one hunger for the Vitae you receive at Elysium.
Thank you.
Violet?
Her hunger's fine. So she'll go to Elysium to make sure Lantry's safe and just go hug Thorn.
Fair enough.
Nope.
Patricia? Anything, or just good to go for your haven for the night?
Yeah, no, she would have taken that drink from Elysium as well, absolutely.
stake one hunger, and you retire. Well, for the day, I suppose, really, isn't it? And we will bring this session of Oxford by Night to a close. So, thank you for coming and watching. Thank you all as players. Lantre, I know you like to be an exception, but thank you for coming. And Nitro has given me this to shout out, because it's not giving you a shout out, it's giving Lantre a shout out.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Thank you for playing with us.
Thank you for having me.
Violet, who are you? Where can we find you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
I do the occasional things. On Monday, I play D&D with Check These Out. Would love to have some of the family there. So some love. Come find me there.
Wonderful. Patricia, thank you for joining us. It's a very special guest to have you here.
Absolutely.
Pulling us out of the fire at the last minute.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what this fun little campaign gives. This character of mine just been a brainchild for a while. I lay down enough information to where if you guys know what game, you know where I brought the inspiration for her with. But yeah, you can find me Saturdays at noon, I believe PST time, for Vancouver by Night, Delve into Darkness. Tomorrow we have episode, I believe, 13 with special guests Satine Phoenix and Jameson Stone. In that one, I play as Zanisi, and her whole shtick is crystals, fossils, minerals, gemstones, all of that. I do that on a smaller scale. It's been a passion for all my life. I'm hoping to start a degree soon to where I can get some sort of geology degree on top of hospitality and restaurant management, which is why I have my Le Cordon Bleu pin on today, although my character has her degree from the University of Arizona. If you're into play-by-text with the occasional opportunity for private Discord live games, check me out on Cajun Knights Discord server. I am a storyteller over there, and I have a whole jurisdiction over the Pari of New Orleans. And I have a couple PCs there. They're fun, very different. They would absolutely not like each other. So come on by, come see what else type of fuckery I like to get up to.
Excellent. We will be back with London by Gaslight Wednesday in your Western time zone, I believe. Let's see if there's any. I have to do it the old-fashioned way. We might be doing some random game in the interim. Who knows? It depends. We will go Raiden. Let's see.
Wait, shiv, chat.
Yeah, what? Oh yeah, we've changed to Thursday. Thank you for that. For London by Gaslight. Oh yay, I've got an extra day to write the story. We'll go Raiden on the Bard's Playhouse, who are playing BTM as well. And we can't go until Kendu says the line.
Have a great night.